that, because of course other jurisdictions would do it a different way.
No worries. I think they're on it already, and so I think we'll be good.
Yeah, thank you so much for being so flexible.
Yeah, no worries.
Great. And if anyone is here with the presentation, they're more than welcome to do a screen share. We have about 5 minutes before the meeting starts. So right now would be a great time.
Yeah.
Good morning, Betty. I'm going to try to screen share my my PowerPoint since I'm a novice at Zoom. It's Rocio.
Good morning,
Let me try it. Good morning.
Rocio, can I go after you? This is Wendy.
Yeah,
First off.
sure.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Let me see. Oh. Okay. Can everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll want to do the, sharing the one slide.
All right. Good. And I think we're good. Wendy,
All right.
it's all yours.
Thanks, Rocio.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can get it. Can you see it?
We sure can.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
can see it. Thanks.
Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure. Second page. Perfect. Can you see second page?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We're good. I'm going to let go of the screen. Thank you.
Great. And it looks like we have a few other members. Karen, would you like to do a mic check? I see you. Just want to make sure your mic's working.
Good morning.
Good morning. Loud and clear. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And Ruth, I do see that you're here too. Would you like to?
Yes. Hello.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and also make you a co-host for the meeting today.
Thank you.
And Daniel, I do see you as well. Would you like to do a mic check?
Good morning.
Good morning. Laura,
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Thank you.
Thank you.
And one moment, this is the clerk with a courtesy announcement that the meeting is now available on the internet.
Morning, Cynthia. Mic check from Rob Coelho.
Good morning, Rob. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you. Great. And good morning, Grace. Would you like to do a mic check as well?
Sure. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. We can hear you loud and clear. And good morning, Veronica.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And good morning, Vice Chairperson Ellenberg. Would you like to do a mic check?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can hear you loud and clear. And Chairperson Chavez, would you like to do a mic check?
Good morning.
Good morning. Loud and clear. Thanks so much. Good morning, Raquel. I can see you. Would you like to do a check? There you go. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Hi, Myra. Would you like to do a mic check?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Araceli. Would you like to do a mic check?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. We're about to get started.
Morning, Cindy.
So Susan, this is part 2. We had a very long meeting. I thought a very productive meeting yesterday on a lot of topics, some of which we'll touch on today. So we're in the part 2. We have a lot of speakers. And so one thing that I'm going to ask the clerk, and I'm sorry I didn't ask you this earlier, is that for each section, I'm going to ask you to put a timer up because we've really given people a very tight window to present. And part of the reason we're doing that is so that there's enough time for Q&A. So for each section, I'll announce the time, and then I'm going to ask you to put the clock up. And colleagues, I'm just going to ask all of you who are speaking to stay within your time frame, just to be respectful of everybody else, because we've only got about 2 hours together to cover a really, really meaty subject. Does that make sense to everybody? Is that all right? Okay.
Yes, and good morning, Chairperson Chavez. This is Peggy Doyle. I'll be clerking the meeting for the county. What is the time that you want to allot?
So for each presentation, I'll announce it as we come up, but
Okay.
for most presentations, they're intended to be 5 minutes per presenter and 15 minutes in total. So instead of doing that, I'll announce how much time each person or each group has, and then just have you do the total.
Okay, and we will, if they have the presentation up, we won't be able to simultaneously show the timer, but we can time it in the back and then just give a 1 minute warning.
What I'll do is, let me see if we can, Betty, maybe we can figure out a way to do a real-time clock, because I think that's easier for people. I think, frankly, they'll run over if not. So if we can figure that out, thank you. Just like maybe someone's phone, just to help people. I find it helpful. All right, everybody. Good morning, all. And I'm going to call to order the Children, Seniors, and Families Committee meeting, and I'm going to ask the clerk if they could take roll for the county's Children's, Family, Seniors Committee, and then I will turn it over to the city to do the same.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, Vice Chairperson Ellenberg.
Sorry, off guard there. I'm here.
And Chairperson Chavez.
Here.
Councilmember Esparza,
Here.
Councilmember Jimenez, Councilmember Cohen, Councilmember Carrasco, Councilmember Arenas,
Here.
thank you.
And Ruth, sorry, I didn't call the meeting of, oh my gosh, Neighborhood Services and Education Committee. And it doesn't sound like we're meeting quorum.
No, we are short a quorum.
Okay.
You're still waiting on council members Jimenez, Cohen, and Carrasco.
Karen, can we go ahead with the presentation or?
Well, I would prefer if we had a quorum before we moved forward. So I'm hoping that one of our committee members will join shortly.
Can we maybe get some of the, I don't know, housekeeping or any announcements or things of that sort, Supervisor Chavez, so that we can take advantage of the time while somebody gets on?
Yes, and one thing that while we do that, I'm going to ask if also the city attorney and Art would consider whether or not you can meet as a committee of the whole in case we don't have that third person. There's a lot of work we want to be able to address today. Today we're beginning our special meeting relating to child well-being. And what I'm going to do is I'm just to explain the process for a moment. The way we're going to do this is that this is a study session, and we have 3 reports that we're going to receive. And I appreciate all of you very much being here to present those reports. We will take public comment on all 3 reports. So we're going to hear items 2A, 2B, and 2C. Then we'll take comments on item 2, and then we'll go to public comment. And that's an opportunity for anybody who is here to speak to an item that is not on the agenda, but within the purview of this committee. So with that, I'm going to go back to you all and see if you have, you have quorum now.
Yeah,
Yeah, Supervisor Chavez, I was just going to share that.
Great. Excellent.
So I will call roll again. Councilmember Esparza,
Here.
Councilmember Carrasco,
Present.
Councilmember Jimenez.
Jimenez and Cohen will not be here, right?
Okay, and Councilmember Reyes.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum.
Excellent. All right, Councilmember Arenas, or Chairperson Arenas, I'll just tell everybody what I said a little bit ago. We have a really tight agenda. And so now I'm just really excited to welcome everyone to the second joint meeting on child well-being of the Children's Family Seniors Committee. And I'm so excited to be co-chairing this with Sylvia Arenas and the City of San Jose's Neighborhood Services and Education Committee. Just as a reminder, we're continue our discussion to advance a collaborative and regional approach to enhancing child well-being through early education and childcare. As previously mentioned, this is a full agenda. We have a hard stop at 12. I think we lose quorum on both sides then. And I understand that the county and city staff have worked closely with the presenters and everybody's aware of their times. So I'm going to apologize in advance for being so focused on that, but I will in order to keep the agenda moving. If I need to, I will stop presentations so that we make sure we have opportunities for discussion and also discussion times as well. I want to say a virtual thank you to every single person who's presenting and members of the virtual dais. And I'm really grateful, as I know all of us are, to staff for preparing today's meeting. We both have Spanish and Vietnamese translation. And I want the translators, if they could, just to briefly introduce themselves and share with the public that you're able to translate for them. May I start with our Spanish interpreter?
Yes, this is Pilar Sanchez. I'll be the Spanish interpreter.
Will you also say that in Spanish?
Ok. Buenas tardes. Yo voy a ser su intérprete español. Cuando quieran hacer algún comentario en español, por favor me lo informan y estaré traduciéndoles.
Thank you so much, Pilar. And then our Vietnamese translator?
Yes. Thưa quý vị, tôi là Đào Quý, tôi là thông dịch viên. Khi nào quý vị cần phát biểu, xin quý vị cứ trình bày bằng tiếng Việt, tôi sẽ dịch lại cho quý vị. Xin cảm ơn.
Thank you so much. And then Councilmember Arenas, I'm going to turn the meeting over for welcoming remarks from you.
Thank you. And really, I think you said it perfectly, Supervisor Chavez. We really are here to work across different sectors, and it's our responsibility to really take a look at some of these root causes that we see are happening within our communities and impacting our children. And so I look forward to really moving towards a system of care that is so unified that nobody notices whether it's SCOE or Go Kids or city or county, and that we are just one. And so I'm also going to really take a look at some of the hope as part of next steps, and in this conversation, take a look at the quality standards for different services, as well as identify some target metrics that will also unify our programs. And so I look forward to the conversation.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So colleagues, the first item on today's agenda is to receive reports relating to federal, state, and local funding opportunities to support childcare, early learning, and other services for children, and the status of such efforts since our last joint meeting. As a point of clarification, we're going to hear from all presenters for each item. So item 2A, then we'll go to Q&A, and then 2B, Q&A, 2C will be presented, then we'll do Q&A. And then after all those items have been heard, we'll go to the public for public comment. And for this section, we have 15 minutes of presentations. And what that means is we have a lot of presenters presenting in 15 minutes. So I'm going to turn to Dr. Rocio Luna, Deputy County Executive, to get us started.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Hopefully I get this correct. And can everybody see that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, one additional second. See if I can. There it goes. Well, thank you, everyone. Good morning. I'm super excited to just talk briefly about the trajectory of our investments in the county for children youth and young people. As you can see here, the county has a really long, strong history of investing in our youth. As you can see here, from fiscal year 19 through this upcoming year, we believe we will continue our investments and probably well over the $1 billion mark. We are watching very carefully what the state is doing and the federal government is doing, but we definitely expect to see quite a bit of investments in the early learning space and mental health, specifically expansion of mental health and behavioral health for schools. And we definitely believe that we will be partnering with a lot of you as these funds become available. Many of them are competitive, but I think that is one opportunity that I think we should explore more closely, because there are quite a bit, and I hope to be able to talk a little bit about that in the next section. I'm going to just briefly talk also about the new Office of Children and Families Policy. This is our new office. I think it's, again, a testament to our board's commitment to children and families and youth. And this new office will be led by our first ever Chief Children's Officer. And I believe the City of San Jose is also partnering with us as we find that right, strong candidate. But this office generally will be helping all of our system, our partners, our internal county systems, to really think closer and have a critical eye to prevention. How do we really prevent children from sort of slipping into, all of the issues that we all care about and we're fighting for all our kids in this county. We want to take a more strategic direction in what we are doing, so that we can really start to see not only system improvements through coordination and sort of cross system support, but in terms of our data and our metrics, we really want to ensure that we are doing the right thing and that we're able to see and track the improvements over time, and we want to hold ourselves accountable to those things. So we, that is sort of the theme that I'm hearing quite a bit, is that we really want to be able to demonstrate those outcomes, because I think we are together doing quite a bit. We want to continue to advocate strongly for investments in children, family, and youth. And of course, this office will be working very closely to ensure that we are implementing the policy direction of our board. And of course, we can't do this without all of you in strong partnership with First Five, and of course, the County Office of Ed and all our school districts, all of which are doing quite a heroic, I think, amount of work given the pandemic. The folks have been incredibly creative. I think school districts specifically, are very creative. I think they can make something out of nothing. We've seen quite a bit of incredible work on the ground, and we've heard of folks really leveraging quite a bit of the investments that came from the federal government to do more for their kids. I think it was maybe Superintendent Cruz that mentioned not long ago that he was able to put a social worker in every school, and I think that's just a testament to working together to really help our families and our children and our youth excel and optimize their position in life. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Dr. Luna. We'll now go to the City of San Jose, and this is going to be kicked off by Angel.
So Supervisor Chavez, Chair Dennis, and all others. Angel Rios, Deputy City Manager, City of San Jose. And just want to take a real quick second here to acknowledge Laura Buzo from our City Manager's Office, Jill Bourne, Director of our Public Library System, and her team, John Cicerelli from Parks, Recreation, Neighborhood Services, and his team. A lot of people working behind the scenes to really advance this work. I'm going to I'm going to eliminate all my other talking points and turn it right over to Laura for sake of time here.
Thank you, Angel. Laura Buzo, Assistant to the City Manager in the City Manager's Office. I'm happy to be here. The City of San Jose has not wavered in their commitment to children and youth, and that is not more evident in the development of the Children and Youth Master Plan. Next slide, please. In the mayor's June 2021 budget message, and with the support of the city council, the city manager's office was directed to develop a children and youth services master plan. The purpose of the master plan is to guide the city's investments, policy priorities, programmatic alignment, and continuum of support for children and youth from cradle to career. It will also ensure a citywide strategic, coordinated, and responsive approach to serving children and youth, particularly those most vulnerable, in partnership with city departments and community partners. We are looking at completing and presenting the final plan to City Council for approval in early winter. With that, next slide, please. And mindful of time, I'll just give a brief overview of some of the programs and funding priorities that the city has focused on over the past year. Many of them focusing on scholarship enhancements, as well as focus on early care and education, digital access and inclusion, as well as workforce development. Next slide. Furthermore, around funding, City Council has directed the city manager's office with the inclusion of community members as well as city departments to look at a spending plan for $10.5 million from the American Rescue Plan funding for children and youth services. We have also explored partnership and funding opportunities for workforce development for youth, as well as childcare providers and family, friend, and neighbor groups. We also look at collaborating and supporting our community-based organizations and grassroots organizations as they serve they are integral to the community in the program and services they provide. Next slide. And with that, I hand it over to Maria de Leon.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maria de Leon, and I'm Deputy Director of the Recreation Division with Prns. So Prns continues to support working families by providing a variety of half-day, full-day, summer, and after-school childcare related programs. So if just for this year, fiscal year to date, almost 2,000 high-need preschool and school-aged children and youth have participated in about 57 programs. So 422 scholarships have been awarded, totaling $803,000. So this data that I'm sharing is only for the programs listed on the slide. So overall, this past fiscal year, Prns distributed over 2,045 scholarships, awarding $2,935,000 in registration financial support for high-need families to participate in a variety of recreational offerings. So for this year, to date, we have distributed 1,823 scholarships, awarding $1,934,000 in registration financial support, with 3 months still left in this fiscal year. Next slide, please. For this coming summer, we anticipate serving 815 high-need children and youth in 19 different locations, totaling a little over $1 million in scholarship support. Now, for this coming school year, we expect to serve 2,808 high-need children and youth participating in 63 different programs. Next slide, please. Through the pandemic, Prns has progressively increased scholarship awards with the support of state and federal funding. In fiscal year 2021, with the help of CDBG and CARES Act funding, just under $3 million in scholarship support was distributed to qualifying children and youth living in high-need neighborhoods. Again, as previously mentioned, for this fiscal year, we're already close to $2 million and still have a little bit over 3 months left before the end of the fiscal year. Next slide, please. So this year, Prns staff grew more intentional in our outreach efforts to ensure that families most in need knew about our upcoming summer programs and 100% scholarship opportunities. The Recreation Division partnered with Community Services Division and were present at several Project Hope community events and neighborhood cleanups. Staff arrived with our laptops and activity guides, and on the spots distributed the guides and registered families for scholarship support. As a result, approximately 32 children and youth from Project Hope neighborhoods received $57,000 in scholarships for our very popular all-day summer camps. Next slide, please.
I'm going to ask if you could wrap up. You guys are a little over time, and I know you have one more presenter on this, unless you're the last presenter, Maria.
Well, I just want to mention that another intentional effort was priority-led registration, early registration, and with that, we, as a result, $616,000 of full scholarship for I Need children and youth were distributed in just 2 weeks to scholarship-eligible families. We're done. Next, I'll present. Next to present will be Michelle from the library.
Michelle, I'm so sorry. You have like almost no time. In fact, you have no time. But go ahead, Michelle, to give us just the highlight.
Just wanted to say that we'll be reaching out to a number of Resilience Corps members through this year to have 2,000 to be able to reach and help out 2,000 school-age children through the Resilience Corps learning pathway that will also employ 200 Resilience Corps associates through the summer and the fall. Thank you.
Thank you. And I saw you have a ton of great programs in the library section. Sorry about that. All right. We're going to stop there unless you have anybody else, Angel.
Nope, that's it. That's it for now.
Okay. So I'm going to see if there are any questions from the panel. I'm going to start with any of the supervisors or council members. I see none. Are there any other panelists who would like to? Sylvia, chairperson at NS.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions. One, I'm just really grateful for all the work that PRNS has done, especially.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sylvia. I'm sorry. I have one more presentation in this section, and then I'll come back to you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
that was my bad.
Sure. No.
All right,
problem.
I got my timing off. All right.
No
So I'm going to
problem.
go to the Santa Clara County Office of Education, and just to remind you, you have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson Chavez. My name is Antonio Fuentes, Director of Early Learning Services, Santa Clara County Office of Ed. My colleague Veronica Garza and I will be presenting today. The first slide here that I have is presenting funding sources, and what the point that I'd like to make here is how family income impacts the funding streamlines to 4-year-olds. What you see here from Head Start, Expanded Learning Opportunities, State Preschool, and Santa Clara Child Care Pilot, those are 4-year-old programs that serve families that are earning $50,000 or less. In these, approximately there's $233 million that are being allocated in Santa Clara County for our programs, all of our programs. And those 4 that I mentioned earlier, they have those income limitations. Transitional kindergarten, on the other hand, is available, and it's regardless of what family income is, and eligible for TK, so 4-year-olds. On the next slide, what I'd like to share with you is the slots and services that we at Santa Clara County Office of Education provide. We provide approximately 498 slots to 0 to 3 families. That is children 0 to 3, 498 slots. There's 1,690 slots that we have for Head Start. Those are children 3 to 5-year-olds. This first federal program is Head Start. It is federal funded, whereas the next number that I have, 234, these are state preschool. These are California slots. 234 are the slots that we have. What we attempt to do is to blend our program in where it makes sense. So that is to say, we offer a program that utilizes both federal and state funding to be able to deliver the curriculum. Finally, we do serve children with disabilities. A child could be 0 to 3, have an IFSP. A child that is 3 to 5 have an IEP, and these are education plans that are developed for children. So right now we are serving, and this is a number from the pandemic, 112 children. We are approximately about 10% of what our funded resources slots. So we serve about 10% of children with disabilities. I'd like to transition over to my colleague Veronica for the next slide.
Good morning, everyone. Veronica Garza, manager of ESIDS at the County Office of Ed. And so we're incredibly grateful that we are now serving as a child care resource and referral program. And so with that work, we've launched and maintained our child care portal at childcaresec.org that provides a streamlined way for families to search for early learning and care and contact providers, and for providers to respond to families. So families who are seeking subsidized care can receive subsidy and enrollment information through the portal, and also through contacting our R&R staff directly. In addition to this, we've supported with stabilizing the childcare field by partnering with our to distribute stipends and reimbursements, and distributing several rounds of our PPE and antigen tests. Also supported prospective childcare providers by navigating the licensing process, provided training and resources to our licensed providers and family, friends, and neighbor caregivers, and then also partnered with our Step Success campaign initiative to create a central hub and space in our county for enrollment and just to streamline that process. And so some additional supports that we've contributed to, we support our 2,073 licensed ELC providers in our county, also delivery of 3,118 state preschool slots through the countywide pilot, and also supported with subsidized slots through our AP partners. And there's about 443 of those slots there. In 2021 budget, the state also added slots to programs serving low-income 0 to 5-year-olds. And so as a result, Santa Clara should see approximately 350 additional CSPP preschool slots, about 8,000 APP voucher slots, and 15,000 additional TK slots to serve all 4-year-olds. And equity has been so central to all of this work that we've been doing. And so I just want to highlight a few pieces here that we are supporting with increasing access for our low-income families and supporting family child care home providers by facilitating enrollment through the R&R portal. And then I want to also highlight that last slide, creating a countywide workforce pipeline in partnership with First 5 Santa Clara County and others to elevate the existing workforce who are primarily women of color. I'll go ahead and transfer over to Antonio.
Apologies for the interruption to the chairperson, letting you know that we have reached 15 minutes for this section.
Thank you. Antonio, you have about
Mrs.
30
Chavez,
seconds.
just 30 seconds. I can do this. The county office understands the challenges for workforce, and we understand the challenges for facilities. Facilities are licensed by California licensing, and those facilities are licensed in order to provide the quality services that we need to provide to children. These are the recommendations that we have, approximately 11 million for workforce and approximately 11 million for ECE facilities. Thank you, Chairperson
Thank you very, very much. And I appreciate all of you getting through that. That's a lot of information. And I appreciate also that we have it in our slides. So I'm going to go turn back to Chairperson at NS. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very efficient. I am going to try to achieve that as well, Supervisor Chavez. So one of my questions is around really blending some of those programs. And I forget who it was that mentioned that. I think it was you, Antonio. One of the things that and one of the folks that I've invited to this meeting is Go Kids. I believe they're on. And we need to also integrate them into blending some of their funding into on-site half-day TK or kinder classes, so that parents can have a full day, as well as, you know, our children have a quality learning environment. So I'd like to bring Go Kids and see if they could comment on that. Is Karen, Trina, or Keith on? All right, I'm going to go on to my next question because I would like to see a blending of additional sources of funding. But my next question is, what are some of the opportunities? We are in the process of putting together a master plan, as you've heard. What are the opportunities for our community and stakeholders to participate, Angel?
Yeah, thank you, Chair Dennis. I think that's exactly where we want to start, right? You know, these series of meetings started with kind of city-county conversations in coordination with key nonprofit providers and the County Office of Education. As we roll out this process, we're gonna be going into the community, hearing from community directly, And that voice, we want to make sure that we identify not just from those that kind of are always giving input, which we want to tap into that as well. But we also want to tap into working families, others that that may not necessarily show up traditionally to these meetings. That is going to be incorporated into this process. We are working very closely with the county, with County Office of Ed, and various other stakeholders to put that process together, and we'll actually be rolling it out in the next few weeks here.
Wonderful. I appreciate that. And I think the last one that I had was, how are we working with some of the stakeholders that are doing some of the work already? Have you had any conversations with, and I know we didn't get to see all of the library presentations, but have we made any alignment with folks like Grail Family Services that has a very similar program like ours for Family Friends Network?
Yeah, Chair. And in fact, maybe I'll defer this response to the next part of the presentation. You're going to hear a little bit about that alignment. And so we have started those initial conversations. However, I think we also need to do more of that. And we need to, right now we've been primarily focused on coordination with the county, a lot of the main stakeholders that are in this field doing this work. But I think over the next few weeks, we're going to have the opportunity to really engage other providers in a more comprehensive way. And so more work to do on that front.
I appreciate it. This section is also about closing service gaps, and I want to make sure that I address some of those gaps that I've been seeing and we've been inching towards. And so we'll continue to talk about it in the next item. I appreciate that. Keith, I don't know if you've been promoted to a panelist. Bueller.
The clerk, are you referring to
Keith Morales?
Keith Morales? Yes,
Yeah.
let me promote him now.
Oh, Peggy, wonderful.
I see him. Go ahead, Keith.
I think this is the first time, Chair Chavez, that we've seen Go Kids join our conversation, and I think it's important. They seem to be very eager about also increasing childcare slots in whatever, very creatively, and so I wanted to have them participate in this conversation. Keith.
Thanks, Council Member, and thanks, committee members. I'm glad to be here. I'm Keith Morales, the Director of Community and Parent Engagement at Go Kids. As you know, Go Kids serves the Quad County area, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara County, San Benito County, and Monterey counties. Of course, most of the families that we serve are here in Santa Clara County, and we serve about, across all 4 counties, it's about 3,600 children in our care. So we have quite a bit of reach, and we're still expanding, especially here in Santa Clara County with some of those services. I would actually defer, more to Kendra, who is our CEO, who really is.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she's on. Sorry to interrupt you, Keith, but let me just give an example to everybody who's here with the conversation that we had with Kendra and with Trina and yourself. And when I talked about this half day and for the superintendents that are attending or anybody in the educational field or in the districts, when I said, hey, let's blend our programming, they were very excited and said, let us know where you need a full day. We'd be willing to get on campus and extend that full day for children and for parents. And so that's the kind of conversation I really want us to continue to have. And then we can continue to have this and we can set it up hopefully for the second part of the conversation. Keith, thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on now. I'm seeing no other hands. And I'll just remind the public that after each of the sections, we're going to have a total of 3 presentations in section 2. We'll then go to public comment on what has been presented. And then our public comment for items that are not on the agenda, but within the purview of both committees, will be the last item on our agenda. So with that, I'm going to turn now to move to the next set of presentations on the topic of utilization, rehabilitation, and development of licensed and license-exempt childcare facilities, non-traditional spaces to expand programs. I think this is what you were just speaking of, Chairperson, and supporting workforce development in communities with greater need. We're first going to hear from Dr. Rocio Luna and Wendy Mahaney-Guru, Chief Community Impact Officer for First Five.
Good morning again. I'm going to share my, can everyone see that okay?
Yes.
So I want to say that definitely let's start with the facilities discussion. As we know, we need places to put our children. So in the county, we are continuing to evaluate what we can do to sort of refurbish existing space that we have, and also what we can do to ensure that as we expand and need new space, how we can actually ensure that we have spaces for children and potentially childcare. So that is an ongoing discussion that we are having, and I'm sure that conversation will continue into our budget discussions over the next several months. But in terms of, and we're also actually working closely with First Five and watching again the various different opportunities that we have to frankly partner in being competitive for the funding that is available to support infrastructure, development facilities, retrofits, and even major construction. The state is investing quite a bit of funding, and I think that we probably can do better at trying to assess who's applying from our county, who is taking the lead, and frankly, what opportunities are we being successful at? So because there's so much funding coming at us so quickly, I think it's important for us to really hone in on who is actually applying and what is actually coming into our county, as the landscape is pretty complex, but we also know that there are quite a bit of opportunities. Grant Watch is a link down that you see down below. There's quite a bit of funding that is made available, particularly to local education agencies, so our County Office of Ed, and of course all of our school districts. And there's quite a bit also available to support students that are, starting their paraprofessional towards a professional development and workforce development. Everything from tuition reimbursement to frankly, mini grants to support, lots of folks going into this field. And so we have to really watch that closely and then partner to see what we can do in support and to complement what is already available to many of our students. And of course, this is information that we hope is flowing through our city colleges, through our existing childcare providers, both home-based and center-based. And I think we can do better probably at just identifying what is actually, who's taking the lead on many of these opportunities, because they're pretty substantive. And I know, of course, we can always do more, but I think that we definitely should be positioning ourselves to take advantage of a variety of different opportunities, funding opportunities that will address both the facilities needs and of course our workforce development needs that we think will continue to grow given the availability of slots and of course universal TK for our kids. So this is going to be an ongoing conversation for us here in the county as we work with both the County Office of Ed and our cities and of course our First Five partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Rocio. Thank you all. This is Wendy. I'm gonna do the share screen. Here we go. Can everybody see the screen?
Nope, just you, Wendy.
Just me. That's really fun since I already know the content. Let's try. Here we go. How about now?
There you go.
All right. I want to thank our leadership for continuing to bring us together and centering children and family around this discussion. I also want to thank Supervisor Chavez for keeping us brief. I can tell you in our practice sessions, there wasn't anybody who said they didn't like to talk about their work. So thank you. The thing I really want to bring forward is the collaboration that's happening. Serving children and families is a complicated mixed service delivery at best. And so I'm really impressed with the assets in our county that keep coming together to put all these pieces of infrastructure together. So I'm going to be brief. You know about these pieces, but it's here to call out again infrastructure work that holds together the whole system. We've been partnering with all the folks at the table around transitional kindergarten. In particular, it's an equity initiative for us as we think about moving our skilled preschool workforce into transitional kindergarten. We've had school districts, I'll say San Jose Unified last night has been working with First Five as they are rolling out their TK in the fall and really wanted to understand how to do it in a way that makes sense since they have spectacular preschool programs. Second part, you all have heard about the early learning apprenticeship program. The update is we have 50 apprentices, half and half in family childcare, half in center base. Our workforce employers are at the table and are very excited, and we are just moving on. We really believe that this is the way to bring folks in. Again, we partner with the city and some FFN workforce pathway opportunities. We hope to do so with Grail as well. And we partner with CalWorks at the county, looking for folks that are interested in entry into systems work. And the final thing that's the next piece we're working on is Shared Service Alliance, was an infrastructure piece for family childcare homes who have no business support infrastructure. First Five is deeply committed to making sure that our family childcare network has everything they need to do the work that is so needed for our economic stability. That's it for First Five. And again, want to thank you all.
Thank you, Wendy. We're now going to turn to the city of San Jose, and they're going to do a 5-minute presentation. Maria, Jill, and Vidya, welcome.
Thank you, members of the committees. And I'm Jill Bourne. I'm the city librarian in San Jose. If we go to the next slide, we know that stable, affordable housing and high quality, affordable childcare are each essential to families, and that both contribute to economic stability, the ability to work, and the health and educational development of young children. However, many low-income families struggle to pay for childcare or must utilize less stable, less accessible, or lower quality childcare options. So in response to this need, the city has allocated funding to facilitate the build out of childcare facilities, to expand childcare for low-income families with working parents. First, we are working to establish the Affordable Housing Childcare Tenant Improvement Fund within the Housing Department to support the development of childcare facilities and the ground floor retail spaces of new city-supported affordable housing developments. PRNS and the library have been working collaboratively with the Santa Clara County Office of Education, First Five of Santa Clara County, and Santa Clara County administrators and elected officials and community stakeholders to identify creative and innovative opportunities to expand the availability of childcare spaces for families most in need. So these developments will be prioritized in priority 1 zip codes, thus aligning the ability to subsidize the childcare slots. Next slide. In 2020, PRNS and Public Works conducted a community needs assessment, which identified necessary upgrades and capital improvements to city sites. You're going to hear a little bit more about this from PRNS in a second, so I won't go into it. And then in 2022, an enhanced community assessment will be conducted and will include and take into account information about Santa Clara County priority zip codes, childcare deserts, and childcare opportunity index and healthy places index. I'll pass it over to Maria, I believe.
I'll make it quick this time. Okay, so the PRNS team is looking at proposing 2 sites, Mayfair and Edenville, for city council considerations. These sites are located in high need areas and require minimal upgrades that are affordable. And the slide lists the capacity per site. Next slide. Recently, the county requested that the city of San Jose explore another facility option, and they would like us to identify a much larger site that can serve up to 24 children. This center needs to be located in a high need area, and hopefully the upgrades won't be so cost prohibitive. It's important to ensure that all the subsidies to be provided support all of the childcare slots at this site. So a larger facility would be another proposal for city council consideration, as well as Mayfair and Edenville. Next slide. Once the sites are finalized, staff will need to ensure funding and the city will partner with the county to identify the quality provider. Next slide would be Vidya.
Thank you, Maria. Hello, everyone. This is Vidya Kinambi, Division Manager with the library. While opportunities may exist for adults to participate in training, upskilling, apprenticeship, internship, and work experience programs, many caregivers struggle to find care for dependent children so that they may be physically able to attend these programs. These funds, approved by Council in March, will provide subsidies for participants of workforce development programs to cover childcare costs required for their participation in the program. In the following months, staff will meet and engage with partners in the planning process for these funds. More information coming soon. Next slide, please. The library has a long history of supporting early education workforce development in the city, and here is a chart with the current programs being offered, its reach in the community, core focus areas, and the outputs each program produces, including quality childcare spaces. The library, with the support of the Library Foundation, the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, Packard Foundation, and First Fly Santa Clara County, launched a second cohort of the FFN Caregiver Support Network in fall of 2021, the objective of which is to increase the training and education levels of license-exempt childcare workforce in San Jose. I also like to draw your attention to our Career Online High School programs, where adult learners ages 19 plus in San Jose without a high school diploma can enroll in this program and earn a high school diploma and a career certificate in one of 9 high-demand career fields, one of them being early childhood development. Participants completing the program earn a child development associate certificate. 20 have completed the program so far, and 9 more are working to complete their certification. Next slide, please, and I hand it over to Laura.
Thank you, Vidya.
Apologies for the interruption. This is just a quick announcement that 15 minutes has been reached.
Thanks, Peggy.
Thank you. As we near the end of our presentation, we just want to leave you with some final potential opportunities around policy and data alignment across agencies, expanded access to early care and education, and expanded access to city after-school programs. Many of these you've heard a little bit about them in our presentations, but we'd be happy to answer some more questions. And with that, I'd like to pass it over to Angel Rios for final comments.
Yeah, and I'll make this real quick. I'll just bottom line it. I think what you're hearing in this cross-sector, presentation is really that we're all hyper-focused on really, closing down this prison pipeline that we know exists and is taking way too many of our kids, and really replacing it with a cradle-to-career pipeline that leads to more meaningful careers, jobs, and better quality of life for our children and youth. So we'll leave it at that.
Thanks, Angel. I'm going to see if there are any members of the members of the Board of Supervisors or City Council members who want to ask questions or make comments. I see Sylvia. Welcome.
Thank you, Cindy. All right, so I am going to ask and see if Veronica is as a panelist. I know that we have this is really about expanding childcare slots and early learning environments for our children. This has been my primary goal since the beginning of the pandemic, well, even previous to that. But I wanted to know how can we align with your workforce, the child care workforce development program, Veronica, as we have a family, friends, and neighbor model internally in the city?
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you, Councilmember Arenas, supervisors, other council members. My name is Veronica Go. I'm the Executive Director of Grail Family Services and one of the founding members of the CSFC Collective. I think to answer your question, Council Member, I would like to highlight some aspects of our Jobs to Grow initiative that might shed light to the conversation. So our Jobs to Grow initiative is an effort of the CSFC Collective with Grail Family Services leading the childcare component. This initiative is one of our approaches that we use to address a huge need of childcare in East Side of San Jose. All of our work is intended to uplift the gifts and talents of community. We partner with community in the development, implementation, and evaluation of our efforts. Jobs to Grow is part of a national economic mobility initiative. It uses a comprehensive economic mobility model that includes 3 strategies: economic well-being, collective agency, and neighborhood belonging. Under the economic well-being strategy, we have provided learning and capacity building activities to 23 community residents that recently graduated. We have offered them 60 hours of training and had an average participation of 93%.
Veronica, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, because one of the things that I think is I want to make sure that we create alignment and we leverage our resources. And one of the things that we have invested on the side of the city of San Jose is a pot of money to support childcare providers to help them establish their childcare business. And so I don't know if this is, I know that you just finished saying it has an economic facet here. Is this part of what you do in
Yes.
your program?
Yeah, I mean, as part of the work that we're doing, we're not just training residents to become childcare providers, whether they're licensed FFNs or they want to enter the workforce. We are providing them with that sense of community and belonging, which we think is very important. I think it's really important to recognize that this program has been very successful so far. We have a wait list for the next cohort. And I think that part of the reason of that is because it's rooted in community. And so we want to support the graduates with small grants that can allow them to start their own business.
Wonderful. I'd like to encourage Angel to have, and Jill, I believe you may still be on, encourage you to connect with Veronica. These are 2 very similar programs that shouldn't really be independent. We should figure out how we leverage each other's resources because we're all part of this ecosystem, right? And what we're trying to do is really connect with one another instead of doing something completely separate. It's the same thing, right? We're just doing it separately. And that is not maximizing or leveraging any resources at this point. But thank you so much, Veronica. I appreciate that. You know, one of the things that I am wondering about is for the school districts, and I apologize, I'm going to put some of the folks on the spot, but I think Steve Batondo, Superintendent Dr. Bauer, and Juan Cruz are on with us. And you've heard, if you heard the presentation in the beginning, the first presentation, we talked a little bit about a mobile recreation program. That is absolutely new. That's not something that we used to do, but we're taking basically the services to the schools. We're taking recreation to the schools, and in an effort to expand the day for the children in a safe environment, which is not necessarily childcare, but it could be used as childcare by our parents. But we typically see a challenge in the fees of school site fees. How can we work with one another so that we can provide these services, you know, essentially for free for your families, and have a reduction in some of those facility fees?
I'll jump in and let somebody.
Oh, you're brave. Thank you.
There has been a lot more collaborative work with agencies coming into schools in the past few years than before. And I think the pandemic has also really highlighted the challenges and also the opportunities for collaboration on many of these things. You know, clearly when that fateful Friday the 13th, a couple of years ago happened, it was the agencies that really jumped up and offered to take care of the children of the first responders and the healthcare workers so that they could care for those that were, in fact, so ill from the pandemic. So that enabled those partnerships to really develop quickly. And so we're ready for that. Speaking for my own work, I think that our staff is ready to put those facility relationships together. And there are graduated fees for facilities, and we know that it's a symbiotic relationship when it comes to caring for the kids. And on top of that, I could go on about the challenges of childcare and why our declining enrollment in the Bay Area is happening, because people cannot afford it here. And so they would travel 30, 40, 60 miles to live someplace else so that they can get affordable childcare and, of course, the cost of living, and then work in the Bay Area. So we're losing our communities because of the high cost there. So those relationships have to happen. Thank you for asking the question.
All right. Any other brave superintendents that want to help
Dr.
us
Cruz? Dr. Cruz
waive those, waive those fees? We're recording this, right, Supervisor?
I'll just say, Franklin McKinley has been a partner with many agencies to use our facilities. I do believe that our schools need to be the centers of our community. And I'm always willing and have been waiving fees, and only direct costs, that we would incur are things that we look for to cover. We host a lot of partners in our schools at no cost to the agency. We work with Second Harvest Food Bank. We work with the city all the time and hosting events at our schools. So I welcome that for our community. I know that the schools are owned by the community, and so why not use them for for those purposes? So
I love it.
McKinley's wide open.
I love it. And I see a lot of clapping. I think you got a standing ovation there. And we'll talk about community schools in the next item, but I don't know if anybody from Alum Rock would like to. Dr. Bauer, if you happen to be on.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I apologize. I had a doctor's appointment, and I didn't catch the presentation. However, I just want to echo what Juan was talking about. Alum Rock has a long history of very robust partnerships with the city. Jill has been an amazing partner for Alum Rock. We provide before and after school programming for Young Force and TK, thanks to a grant from the city. And I just saw Councilwoman Carrasco also had a big role to play on that one. So very grateful for that. Angel and I have been in some conversations around extra support for the after school programming. So the conversations are moving forward that way. We're very, we are good partners, and we definitely, are here to support our community.
Thank you. And I didn't mean to put anybody on the spot, but I know it seems to be a challenge for us as we want to expand recreation programming after school in a very different way. We're having these we're bringing the community center to these schools instead of having these kids come to the community center. And I knew it was an issue for not necessarily these districts. I won't put anybody on blast, but I'm really glad to hear. And thank you for your level of commitment. Those are my questions, Chair.
Thank you very much. So colleagues, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the last presentation on our agenda today. And after that presentation, I'm going to go to the public. So if you're a member of the public who would like to speak on items 2, A, B, or C, this would be the time to raise your hand. I'm going to ask, this is our last presentation. And then what I'm going to do is we'll take comments from the public, and then we're going to go back and see if there are any questions relative to that last presentation. But what I'd really like to do is dive into some next steps, colleagues. And I know we have a lot of really smart, good people who are here on the dais with us. And so this will also be an opportunity if you would like to weigh in. The thing I'm going to ask people is to be very specific. That's important to me. And I know to my colleagues in terms of no preaching to the choir is necessary. We are the choir. Okay, so now we're going to go to item 2C. Our presenters are Estelle Blumey, Patty Irwin, Daniel Little, Margaret Ledesma, and Patricia Gardner. I'm going to remind all of you that you also have 10 minutes. And this is just as an outcome, we're just wanting to give a better understanding overall of CAST. so that our colleagues on the dais understand how it can be an ally or a help to the work they're doing. So with that, I'm turning it over to staff.
Good morning, everyone. My name is, good morning, Supervisor Chavez and Council Member Arenas and Joint Special Committee members. My name is Arcel Vasquez Bluma with the Office of Cultural Competency, and I am here today with my colleagues and partners from Social Services, Behavioral Health, DFCS, and First Five. And we want to share, as Supervisor Chavez mentioned, on the cross-system efforts to improve service delivery for children and families. Next slide, please. CAS was formed in 2009 at the direction of then Board Supervisor Cortese, with the goal that family-serving departments and organizations collaborate to improve service delivery for collective impact. CAS developed a trauma-informed framework whose tenets that healing happens in community and that an integrated system of care supports healing identify the need for shared commitments to bring preventive service delivery in the community where families reside. Guided by this roadmap to be community-driven, trauma-informed, and equity-focused, we strive to reach the mission for all children, youth, and families to be on a path to achieve sustainable, positive life outcomes based on their hopes and aspirations for the future. CAS values and mission are moving us closer to a vision of seamless service delivery throughout the system and into the community.
Margaret. Hi, good morning. Looks like the slide is not quite, oh, there it goes. Hi, I'm Margaret Ledesma, and I'm a Program Manager 3 in Behavioral Services Department. This slide talks about the integrated single system of support. And what we're seeking to do is move from a fragmented system to an integrated system. And how we will do that is really based on the community's input and also integrating key initiatives that are going on right now. So the single system of support will link and align with other system initiatives and will work within First Five's FRC demonstration sites that are expanding their demographic to provide beyond age 5 and through age 17. AB 2083 and Families First Preservation Services are two of the key initiatives that will support and integrate into the single system of support. AB 2083 was established to set up a children's system of care. The children's system of care is a structured relationship between organizations and agencies responsible for the wellness and health of youth and families within their shared jurisdictions. The heart of the work places children, youth, and families at the center of decision-making and seeks to provide integrated services that are informed by the values and principles of race equity, cultural humility, and trauma-transformed practices. FFPS is a federal initiative that seeks to provide funding to children at imminent risk of entering foster care or pregnant and parenting foster youth and parents or kin caregivers of these children. The work will seek to utilize key partnerships to provide needed services with a focus on prevention. A key element of both FFPSA and AB 2083 is the integration of services, which will align with the goals of the single system of support, which are cross-systems linkage, transforming care, which is healing-centered, and by supporting community-driven involvement and prevention efforts. So that's a pretty high-level overview of what the integration goals will be. And I'll hand it off to Daniel Little, who Director of Family and Children's Services, to speak on community-centered design.
Margaret, good morning, everyone. As Margaret had already touched on, any single system support and really any of these initiatives that we're rolling out must be designed with and around our communities. That no individual agency can attempt to assume the needs of the community. And instead, each community owns their own stories and unique observations and experiences. Service delivery models must make sense within the context of the community's needs and stories. And then all aspects of that system must be co-designed with the community. And once you combine the community's narrative, their needs and ideas around service delivery, and by receiving continual feedback, we can move to a fully integrated single system of support. Go ahead and go to the next slide.
Thank you, Daniel. Hello, everyone. This is Patty Irwin. And just to put it all in context, and I'll do it really quick, and just putting it through the lens of a family, what we're really striving is to create that no wrong door service delivery model where the family, whatever door they seek in first, whatever access entry point, whether it's schools, family resource centers, or county systems, that they're really truly connected to that first impression of a welcoming environment, a holistic approach, with a streamlined assessment and a case plan that is really centered in their needs as a whole person, whole family care, and provides them with the multi-tiered service delivery model. And in order for us to really do that and have those services provided that are less traumatizing to them, and really embracing and supporting and empowering them, is we need to build that infrastructure in place, which is what the integrated single system of support is striving to do. Using that life course framework, we're really trying to build together, what are those supports and needs that the families need at various stages within the life course framework. And all of it is really centered, like Daniel said, in co-designing with community based on their needs and their input and partnership. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Patricia Gardner, who will speak to, as part of one of the demonstrations, pilots, how we're doing this work.
Thank you. Patricia Gardner, Interim CEO at First Five. Thank you to all of us for asking us to present to you today. The demonstration project is weaving inside of the First Five Family Resource Centers, and in particular, just 5 of those centers. Most of them are familiar to you. Somos Mayfair in the Chavez neighborhood in Alum Rock, African American Community Services in the downtown, Educare in Franklin McKinley, Valley Palms, which is in the Evergreen School District, but also in Maya Esparza's Council District. It kind of spreads between a couple of school districts there, and in San Ysidro in Gilroy. All of these centers are being stood up as to use the FRC model as the base, and we will then build this no wrong door concept intertwining in that. Next slide, please. Yeah, okay, great. And so we do that in 3 ways. The base of a family resource center is our community health and wellness work, which is our convention to our kids connection, our mental health, developmental assets, all those programs first in health and wellness. Secondly, we bring in our early learning components, which are the bridge libraries, which we do with the city of San Jose, family literacy, and early learning to build that family of support around their connections to childcare and those pathways. Then our 3rd level is the family strengthening and support, which is looking at leadership development and family engagement and bringing in parenting workshops and connecting families to services and supports for children 0 to 5. What I want to talk a little bit about is that as our institutions have worked in silos for a long time, and the pandemic began to break down those barriers and created opportunities. And I think that both in the city and in the county, you're both identifying connections to services. CAST has been actively working together to launch these 5 demonstration sites and create one single system of support. The no wrong door approach. What's been missing is linking our families in a cross-sector, cross-agency referral, and that includes between the county and the city. So we have a county system of referral and you have a city system of referral. And we really think that as we look forward, as the CAST model rolls into the family resource centers, that we really have to join the city of San Jose's roadmap to community and economic recovery, and that you all have many of the pieces we need to build family stability, like the library programs, Work to Future, Rock and Learn, your youth programs, tutoring, pro-social activities, and also your work around small business development and your work in community centers, and also arts and entertainment. And if we're able to blend both the services of the county with the services that are happening at the city, we'll be able to, through this CAST project, have no wrong door be a much more robust, stabilizing program. And so I'm really excited to see the city and the county join together on CAST. And I just wanted to lift up some of those ways in which the city of San Jose's value is going to increase our ability to link families to services. Patty, are you doing this last slide? There you go.
Yes, and with that, we're open to any questions. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. I'm going to go to the public speakers, and then I will come back to the board for discussion and questions and next steps.
And to the chair, we currently have 3 hands. Would you like 3 or 2 minutes?
2 minutes, please. Thank you.
One moment. Our first speaker is Alejandro Gutierrez. I'm unmuting you. Please accept the unmute and you will have 2 minutes to speak. The timer will start when you begin speaking.
Hi, good morning. Buenos días, concejales y supervisoras. Mi nombre es Alejandra Gutierrez y he vivido en el este de San José por 22 años con mi familia de 4 hijos y ahora pues una nieta. Me acabo de graduar del programa Trabajos para Crecer del colectivo Si Se Puede y me gustaría iniciar mi propio negocio de cuidado infantil. Estoy entusiasmada con participar en esta reunión porque me gusta la idea que todos ustedes están tratando de coordinar servicios y apoyo para poder proveer cuidado infantil a la comunidad. Hace una semana se habló.
Perdón, señora, que le traduzco. So this is Alejandra.
Pilar, please let her finish her whole comment and then we'll come to you.
Okay, so sorry. Puede continuar, perdón.
Okay. Hace una semana se habló en la reunión de la ciudad sobre la propuesta del alcalde de invertir cierta cantidad para ayudar a los proveedores de cuidado infantil de negocios pequeños. Y me gustaría pedir que ustedes apoyen este propósito. Si el condado puede juntar fondos con los de la ciudad, nosotros tenemos más posibilidad de recibir apoyo económico para abrir nuestros negocios. Esperamos que ustedes puedan proporcionarnos subsidios de $5,000 o $10,000 en capital inicial para iniciar nuestros propios negocios de cuidado infantil. Muchas de nuestras familias que participaron en el programa de Si Se Puede, perdimos nuestros ingresos por la pandemia y no tuvimos una oportunidad de reemplazar este ingreso con beneficios de desempleo o cheques de estímulo. Todavía estamos luchando para proveer a nuestras familias y esperamos que ustedes puedan enfocar estos recursos a las necesidades de nuestras familias. Estamos abogando que ustedes, como representantes del condado de Santa Clara y de la ciudad de San José, puedan coordinar.
Go ahead, Pilar.
This is Alejandra. I have lived for 22 years at the east of San Jose County. I have 4 children and one grandchild under my care. I'm a member of the collective group known as Yes We Can. I am planning now to open my own child care business to provide services to my local community. So I'm here to ask you to support the mayor's proposal for last week to provide additional funding to people who would like to start their own childcare services. It would be great to have financial support from you, maybe $5,000, $10,000 as initial capital to start my own childcare program. This will be helpful for many of us who have lost our source of income during the pandemic and who have not been able to receive any type of compensation, any type of aid or unemployment benefits. So I'm asking you to join efforts and provide additional financial support in this regard.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Amber Mopres. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking. And your mic is open.
Okay, good morning, chairpersons and all of those in attendance. My name is Amber Mopris and I represent the African American Community Service Agency's Family Resource Center, and I am in full support of the efforts presented this morning. I think we can all agree that child programming is extremely important for our children because the children are our future, so the development of our children should be our priority. I think that the biggest barrier is program accessibility for low-income families, and I truly believe that after-school care and programs such as tutoring and help with homework should not be something that an extensive enrollment process is in place before a child can participate in such programming. This should be something that a child should be able to go to every day if a child is in need. I also feel that every school should have a child development center on site accessible for every student that is enrolled. And if it's funding that they need, then that should be granted to them. Concerning childcare, providers should be receiving grants and funds to lessen the cost of childcare, making it more accessible and affordable for our community. I work with many parents that don't even understand the application process, let alone the impact that a program of such would have on their children. Mentorship needs sponsorship. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Gabrielle. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Great. Gabrielle, the director for the CSFC Collective, 5 nonprofit place-based organizations here in the East Side. Thank you, county supervisors, city council members for holding these joint meetings. This is such a great process and opportunity to leverage our resources and coordinate services between the city, county, and the CSFC Collective organizations. Like you heard, about 10 days ago, the city began its city budget process in talking about how to address the different priorities. A good example was the park rehab strike team to fix neglected parks. And we told them that they should contact your office, Supervisor Chavez, to take a look at helping relocate the Little League, because of the lead exposure there at the airport. The city's housing priority is number 1. We're advocating that this city's recovery task force encumber $10 million in ARP money for housing preservation funds so that we're able to, again, purchase, community housing. And we'll look to leverage the money, the county Measure A monies, if we can, to provide those opportunities. Again, looking at those types of things in creating childcare sites within those different properties as a possibility. And this morning, you're going to hear our speakers talking about how we can leverage our funding services and programs to coordinate with the city and county resources to address the childcare needs of our communities. We're here to pledge our funding, our resources, and our services with all of you to do our part to address the needs of our families and those needs of the city and county employees. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Ken Vong. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Hi, my name is Quinn Vong, Executive Director of ICANN. We work with Vietnamese children and families. First of all, I want to thank everyone for all your efforts in putting together all of these initiatives. I'm so grateful and inspired to hear all these reports and plans and vision. I just want to have a little ask that, as you plan out the childcare workforce development and childcare slots in the county, please reach out to make sure that, there are sufficient slots and childcare providers for Vietnamese families, serving Vietnamese families, because a lot of times our people do not know about the opportunities, the grants, the scholarships, and all that. The second part is that I really want to echo everything that Patricia Gardner said about the vision for the FRCs. And the first 5 FRC models plays a critical role in offering parents a place where they learn to spend quality time with their children, where they learn to plan, where they learn positive parenting skills, and where we can try to change the cultural perspective that traditionally they focus on IQs like reading and doing math and all that, but they forget the children need the social skills to come to be ready for kindergarten. I also want to thank the City of San Jose, PRNS, everyone for their investment. ICANN FRC at the Vietnamese Cultural Center is blossoming, and it's getting ready to become a small local library as well. So we should have a grand opening sometime in the next few months. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kathleen King. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Thank you. This is Kathleen King from Healthier Kids Foundation, and I wanted to add a couple things, just a small step to additional hope. There was a very emotional testimonial at your first meeting a quarter ago, and we hired that person. She's been working on our mental health screenings. I was worried about putting her there, but she said she's found her passion. So this meeting did help that family. Still needs a little better housing, but we're on our first step. I also wanted to say that we expect this year we will offer about 80,000 services in Santa Clara County. We will physically screen about 20,000 unique children for vision, dental, and hearing, and dental and vision are having very high referral rates. Appointments are tough to get. We expect we will need about 18,000 dental appointments from the children we screen this year. Our mental health screenings have been universal with over 2,500 fifth graders in Franklin McKinley, Alum Rock, Luther Burbank, Morgan Hill, Campbell, and a few sites in Gilroy and Rocket Ship. We appreciate all your help. The leverage we do is through your blended funding, and I just want to thank you for all the support we receive from everyone on this meeting. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Jill Borders. Please accept the unmute to begin. Jill, can you accept the unmute?
I thought I did. So sorry.
No worries.
I wanted to quickly comment on something. I don't remember which number it was under, but where the discussion you were having about identifying spaces for new childcare facilities. And I also am very interested in finding spaces for many different things that we need, but of course childcare is so essential. I wanted to just plant that seed and let you know that the City Council just voted against requiring affordable housing providers that will be building within urban villages to have a commercial component underneath their new structure. And I found this very disconcerting because I thought that we could end up putting some either childcare facilities under there, micro libraries, places where people could come together for different social events. I just found it really frustrating that we continue to look at this concept of commercial as something that we just get our tax dollars from, as opposed to something that is should be thought of in addition to commercial as community spaces. And so I just want to let you know that as you consider looking for sites under affordable housing and think that that's one of your options, the City Council is moving away from that and has proven that in urban villages. So to facilitate quicker building of affordable housing. So the trade-off is, sure, maybe you'll get quicker affordable housing, but you're losing that bottom floor possibility of space that could have been somehow leveraged by either county or city supplemented funds for those projects. Namely, for example, the first one on my list is at 1007 Blossom Hill Road.
Jill, are you still there? We're not hearing you. I will go ahead and move to the chairperson. Would you like me to move to the next speaker?
Yes, please. Thank you.
The next speaker is Beverly Waithaka. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Good morning. My name is Beverly Waithaka, and I'm a policy and advocacy intern at the African American Community Service Agency. I wanted to express my full support of the efforts related to child well-being. At the AACSA, we believe that it's important to lead in a way that prioritizes strategies for childcare and education by developing systems that are leaning towards workforce development. We also believe that it's essential to have trauma-informed providers who prioritize emotional well-being. And as we both know, mental and physical care are essential to maintaining a healthy lifestyle for children. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Brian Wheatley. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Good morning. First of all, I wanted to thank all of you for convening together. I think this is a brilliant way. Someone mentioned that we sometimes find ourselves in silos, and the fact that we're trying to break those down and remove those barriers, I think is huge in terms of what's best for kids, which is what we're all here for. I don't think I mentioned I'm a retired teacher, and I'm currently a trustee on the San Jose Unified School Board. We have had historically an award-winning preschool program, but with the state's push for transitional kindergarten, we have given those people, our employees, the opportunity to transition to transitional kindergarten. Of course, it means back to school for many of them, but we are covering those costs because one of the things we know is that group of people, besides being amazing, they deserve a union job with benefits for all the work that they've been doing, and they also are predominantly people of color, which again is so important to bring into the profession. They're already professionals in a sense, but to bring into teaching. The concern, of course, is that then leaves a gap in that preschool area. And one of the things that we're hoping is to continue to partner with the county, with SCOE, to sort of fill that gap, because it's a good thing, it's the right thing to do, but we need help kind of on the back end. So thank you again for all the work you're doing and for this amazing convening.
Our next speaker is Steve Eckert. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. I'm the CEO of Alum Rock Counseling Center, and I'm in full support of the recommendations this morning. I also recommend the expansion of BEST programs. And the reason is those systems have already been built, but the expansion is needed. Alum Rock Counseling Center provides a small mentoring program for middle school youth in East San Jose, as well as a tiny truancy prevention program. These programs, as well as others funded by BEST, leverage foundation dollars, but they need solid core support. These programs could easily be expanded to positively impact the quality of life for children and families in San Jose. So we appreciate your attention to kids today, and thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Our next speaker is Egyptiana Lundy. Please accept the unmute to begin. Egyptiana, can you accept the unmute?
Hello, everyone. My name is Egyptiana Lundy, and I represent the African American Community Service Agency as a policy and advocacy intern. And I wanted to express my full support of these efforts related to child well-being. We as a community need more locations to expand on child lot services in the workforce and developing systems that promote equality in regards to when it comes to child safety. I fully support these efforts, and I think that this is the best option when it comes to making sure that people of a minority community are represented. Thank you.
Our next speaker is B. Beekman. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Hi, Blair Beekman. Thanks a lot for your meeting today. In San Jose, we've been going over study session, what could be study session issues for this month, and a lot have been denied. I'm sorry about that. One of them was a study session on the future of racial equity issues. I don't know if this meeting was scheduled in place of that, but it is an interesting, good substitute for explanations of racial equity issues, and I thank you for that. And the words of the previous caller were very interesting. It's my feeling if we have a baseline set of services that consider the ideas of real racial equity needs in San Jose, it can make our decisions within each district, how they need their own racial equity needs, it can make that easier to understand in the future. I'm trying to figure out how to better say that, and I hope that's on the way to how to say that well is a good help for everyone. Again, overall, just thank you for this meeting today, And yeah, you're trying to talk about important issues that can be have an effect on all of us. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Yolanda Valadez. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Yolanda Valadez. Tengo 3 hijos y 21 años viviendo en el este de San José. También me acabo de graduar del programa Trabajos para Crecer del colectivo Si Se Puede y me gustaría iniciar mi propio negocio de cuidado infantil. Hemos escuchado en las reuniones del condado que hay una necesidad de más de 2,500 personas que pueden proveer cuidado infantil. En las reuniones de la ciudad hemos escuchado que quieren expandir el cuidado infantil a 1,000 más niños en el año que viene. Nosotras estamos listas para proveer servicio y responder las necesidades. Pedimos a ustedes, representantes de la ciudad y del condado, que coordinan sus recursos y servicios con el colectivo Si Se Puede para poder tener mejor impacto en las necesidades de nuestros niños. Las organizaciones como Family Service y Somos Mayfair entienden cómo proveer servicios a nuestras familias, cómo organizar con nuestras familias y coordinar sus programas y organizaciones comunitarias. Estamos juntos, podemos trabajar con ustedes en los programas de la ciudad y del condado para iniciar y mantener nuestro negocio de cuidado infantil. Somos más de 20 señoras que participamos en el programa y estamos listas para cuidar a sus hijos. El colectivo va a educar más grupos como nosotras y esperamos apoyarlas con todo lo que hemos aprendido. Estamos aquí para trabajar con ustedes y buscar soluciones de cuidar a nuestros niños. Gracias.
This is Yolanda Valdez. I've lived for 21 years in East San Jose. I recently graduated in the program of the Si Se Puede Collective, and I'm willing to open my own daycare services. I am ready and open to it. We have heard during all these meetings of the need to have an additional 2,500 daycare providers because for next year we want to provide daycare services for more than 1,000 children. And we are ready to meet that need that we have in our city and in our county. So if we join efforts with the collective, the county and the city, with all civil society organizations, we can put together the services that are needed. We are ready to meet the need. The program in the collective Si Se Puede has already trained 20 women and it's ready to train a new cohort. So we are ready to meet the need for daycare services.
Our next speaker is Raina Lari. Please accept the unmute to begin.
Thank you for all the initiatives we learned about today. Incidence of chronic disease is rising in young children. After-school care offered to children must have a greater focus on healthcare education so that our kids and parents learn about the importance of preventive measures to ensure physical and mental health and well-being. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dilza Gonzalez. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Good morning. My name is Tilsa Gonzalez. I am a community member, but also a organizer with Somos Mayfair. I am here to support what it has been presented to you today. As a community member, but also as a community organizer, I am a clear example of why we need to invest our funds to organizations such as Somos Mayfair and Si Se Puede Collective and other ones in our communities. I started as a volunteer, and because of their leadership and support, I was able to gain as much experience to be able to coordinate and organize within my community. This is the same thing we're trying to do with our community and our youth. We need to start strategizing and bringing funds so we could support, build, and continue the leaderships within our youth, our children, and our community. We can only be doing that if we invest more in mental health, social-emotional support, college readiness, and extracurriculum such as podcasting, journalism, where our kids, youth, and families can uplift and tell their stories, but also create a better future for all of us. What we're trying to build here is not something that's going to be short impact, but long-term impacts that will help our communities to come out stronger than they are. I am here to support the proposition and think about my story and the other stories that you have here today to support our children and the families in our Alamo Block and our east side of San Jose. Thank you. Have a really good day.
And that concludes our speakers.
Thank you. And I want to thank all of the speakers.
Actually, Cindy, there is somebody by the name of Rose Hurtada who has been having a difficult time raising their hand, I'm told.
Rosa Hurtado?
Yes, Hurtado.
I see her on the attendee list, so let me go ahead and open her mic.
And Rosa will be the last, pardon me, Rosa will be the last speaker, and then we're going to close the public hearing.
Hola, mi nombre es Rosa Hurtado. Soy madre soltera de 3 niños y yo dependo de los programas después de escuela para poder trabajar y para poder sostener mi familia. Y me gustaría que invirtieran más fondos para estos programas porque casi no se dan a conocer en la comunidad. Y a veces si no se cumplen los requisitos de tener 20 o 30 niños, estos programas se cierran. Entonces me afectan directamente a mí y a mi comunidad. Y me gustaría que invirtieran más fondos para que nuestra comunidad sepa y se puedan juntar los niños que son necesarios para que se lleve a cabo el cuidado. Y que inviertan más para que se den más a conocer. Gracias.
Okay, so this is Rosa Hurtado. I'm a single mom of 3 kids, and to work, I depend on the after-school programs. So I'm here to ask you to invest more funds in these after-school programs to make them better and make them known throughout our community, promote them. I know that when the programs do not have a minimum number of kids, like 20 or 30 kids, they have to close down the program. And that really affects my ability to go out to work. So please make the programs known throughout our community, make the community know that this is a resource available for them so that the program is used and it's improved. Thank you.
Thank you, Pilar. So colleagues, and I'm just going to say this for the public, if there are any of you who are on the phone who'd like to speak under public comment, and this is to speak to an item that is not on the agenda, but within the purview of this committee, please raise your hand now, because after we're done with this section of the comment, we're going to go to public comment. I will let all public commenters know that we're going to have 1 minute for public comment. As it relates to the work before us, what I'd like to do is see if there are any questions or comments that any of the panelists would like to make, and and these are very general. We're not, I'll ask for action in just a moment, but if there are any questions or comments that folks have, this would be the time to ask them. I'm asking this both of my colleagues on the City Council and on the Board of Supervisors, but if there is any other panelist who wants to ask a question or make a clarifying comment before we go to action. Supervisor Ellenberg.
Thank you so much. Just by way of comment, I want to extend my appreciation to all of the presenters and to all of the speakers who weighed in on the very clear need. I think, as Supervisor Chavez indicated earlier, we are the choir. We absolutely understand the needs here, and the needs and the multiple facets of needs around childcare, workforce, and facilities and slots is really our perhaps our holy trinity of really being able to have impact here. So the information is really helpful. It's very interesting to hear what the city is doing in their lane, how a lot of the CBOs and program providers connect all of us, and interested in seeing how we continue and amplify the work together. So again, thanks so much to everybody for participation.
Thank you, Susan. Victor.
Just briefly, thank you all for the presentation and to hear all the different perspectives from city and county. And I want to just continue to support Grail's efforts in terms of childcare development. And for excluded workers, maybe for us to think about how does cooperative businesses could be a possibility of job development and access to fair wages in the city of San Jose, in the county. I think Santa Clara has something very similar, and we could think about that and work together towards creating East San Jose has the cooperative capital of the West Coast, where excluded workers or anybody could actually have the opportunity to business and income. And lastly, just want to thank Patricia Garner's comments around the need for services for youth through the CAST demonstration sites, because we've experienced, we surveyed about 400 families and 500 youth organizations, and all of them are speaking to the need of the services, but also to find the funding to make them as less scholarship based and more institutionalized, so young people and families can have access to those resources. And for us, in particular at Somos, we're interested in figuring out pathways so that we are developing the next generation of leaders. Have you heard the speakers? Providing the services leads to more empowerment and advocacy. And that's the other threshold that we want to uplift in the models that you're all creating. So that's to us also a form of social emotional well-being and social emotional learning, not just for youth, but for adults as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Wendy, and then Patricia.
Thank you. I just wanted to bring up that this work in collaboration highlights many things you don't think about. So for example, the city of Milpitas in the last weeks had business grants, for small businesses going out, and they didn't understand why their family childcare home providers weren't applying their $5,000. And it was because what the requirement was to have a business license. Family childcare home providers don't have business licenses. They are reviewed through Department of Education and or Department of Social Services, get a license, and the fire marshal. And so that barrier was a problem. And so City of Milpitas in 1 week came to First Five and said, can you reach out? And we had 10 people last night, family childcare providers, working through on a WebEx with us to be able to do it. But we had to ask the city to change that requirement because it's not, so these things keep coming up. They're these little barriers, but they become big for small businesses that don't have infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Patricia?
I just want to say that I think that we have a great opportunity now to blend the county and the city services to connect them. For community, we're all just one big system. But the city has services that the county doesn't have. And we need to be able to do family navigation between both systems, and we need to learn both systems. So county people aren't super familiar with city services and like your Work to Future program and those things. And the county is not familiar with how you access behavioral health. And so I think we have to do some more cross training through CAST and some more cross building of our systems so that we can each take the values that we bring and deliver those into community. And I think that this is a great opportunity through CAST and these committee hearings to make sure we're doing that.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Thank you. I love those demonstration sites. I hope that we can expand them and include some of the Evergreen School District's schools that are Title I's. They're really forgotten, even though they're part of the East Side. Some of them are part of the East Side, and half of the schools in Evergreen are Title I schools. Yet there's not a lot of services that get targeted to my district. But what I was going to mention about this particular item is that there's a California Community Schools Partnership Program and about $3 billion in grant programs that provides opportunities for districts and schools to design what we're talking about right now, and that is a sustainable and effective way of communicating with each other and developing these strategies, just as you just finished talking about, Patricia. I think we need to also look into that to see how that source of funding can help our efforts under CAST, as well as continue to learn from one another. And so that is one of the things that I think we need to just continue to bring folks to the table and figure out how to work with each other. And so I really appreciate these conversations, which really started because some of my colleagues said, well, the county does all of those things with childcare. We don't need to do any additional things. We don't need to put in and invest in those areas. And we said, no, wait a minute. The county doesn't do everything. We know they're big heroes during this pandemic, but they can't do everything. Every level of government is responsible for their communities. And so I bring back the information that we gather here and that we talk and discuss. And I take it back to my colleagues so that they could see some of those gaps in services in an effort to continue to budget some of these areas and support us. And as you all know, last November, we got an additional $10.5 million for children and youth, which we had to fight a little bit, but these kinds of meetings have allowed me to have these conversations across different systems and recognize that there's still gaps to fill and that we're probably the best folks to do that in our respective areas that we do well, like recreation and recreation preschool and work to future and just a plethora of programming.
Thank you. Keith?
Yeah, thanks, Chair, and thanks, committee members. One of the things that I like to bring to the table is, as I'm new to Go Kids here and previously my work, very knowledgeable about the demonstration sites and the single system of support work. One of the things that I'm learning as Go Kids is one of the larger childcare entities here, we can afford to have a little bit of this infrastructure, bringing investments in pieces like me to do the community engagement parts. But there's a lot of other child development centers and other smaller entities that aren't necessarily able or can't afford that type of infrastructure to be engaged out in the community and bringing families to the table, as kind of we're trying to establish with the department I'm creating. One of the things that we've also looked at too was, internally, the families that are in our care, have services or needs for services that are well beyond what we're capable of providing. And sometimes we feel a little bit isolated in terms of what's available, and our staff are kind of concerned about. So we're building this department. Where do we send? I mean, you're part of our agency. Where do we send them? But of course, I'm pretty familiar with the single system of support work in our county. And one of the things that I would say is, there's a whole system and a network in place, but how do we link the two? And how are we engaging in that piece? And through the presentations, it's not a criticism. It's just, I think there's this assumption that because you're in childcare, you have these other supports and services, and that's not necessarily the case. And as I look through that presentation, I'm sitting there saying there needs to be a call out for child care centers or child development agencies or CBOs that are providing that, so that they can be part and parcel to that process of developing that single system of support, because the families we're serving, of course, are the ones that qualify for the subsidies. And as we're expanding and trying to reach new families, because we're going to be expanding our contracts in Santa Clara County in particular, and our funding for that, we don't have a mechanism to reach those families to get the enrollment going for those that are qualified. So for us, I think it's just one of these things that we look at, like, what are those needs and how do we do these things in collaboration with this larger system? And I think those are the things that, as I'm coming into this work, I'm realizing we haven't looked up from the pandemic to see what is the landscape now, and how do we find ourselves in that landscape. And so for me, I just like to make sure that there is that voice from our CBOs providing care. I see many of them here, but there's also some other ones that are just not engaged in the process. And hopefully I can be supportive to that as we build out going forward.
Well, thank you. I don't see any other hands, so I'm just going to move us to final and next steps. Is that all right with everyone? Okay. So I will again say to all of the public speakers, thank you very much. And those who are listening and watching, thank you for joining us. And to all of the panelists, I especially wanted to thank you for your presentations. I know I asked a lot of you to cram a lot of information into a very short period of time. And I will say that one of the challenges between the city and the county is that we both are always interested in learning about each other's work. So we had actually more agenda items than I normally would prefer, just to help us stay focused. But you all did a really, really good job. So thank you for that. As it relates to next steps, I just want to reflect some of the big themes that we heard today. We heard a lot about the importance of coordination, a lot about the importance of deeper, more meaningful collaboration, a lot of calls for policy alignment, addressing access issues, and as always, addressing funding issues. Those were kind of the big themes. And what I want to recommend, and I will make this in the form of a motion for the board, the Children's Family Seniors Committee. I always get the name wrong. Susan laughs at me, but yes, I always get our acronyms.
It's for me.
But that, since it's just you and me, girl. So what I wanted to do was put a shape of a motion together, and then Supervisor Allenberg, if you wouldn't mind adding to it, I would really appreciate it. What I am going to recommend is that on behalf of the county, that I ask for a report back at our April committee meeting about the funding that is being recommended through the county's budget process in the areas of childcare and early learning, and that at that time the staff also present to their best of their knowledge what the city will be offering up. I think we saw a piece of that today, but to get if there are any changes in terms of what the city is going to be offering to their board and what the County Office of Education will be offering to their board, so that we can start to have a better understanding of funding, at least as it relates to child care and early learning across all three agencies. That's the first step in the recommendation I'm making. The second step is that I would like to ask the county through Dr. Luna's team and our new Chief Children's Officer to lead an effort to coordinate between the county, city, and the County Office of Education and our nonprofit partners to do some coordination on the application of federal and state grants and ongoing funding, so that there can be a coordinated effort in terms of applying for those grants and funding. And third, and this is for Dr. Luna and the new Chief Children's Officer, that by next fall, we have a deeper understanding of policy alignment between the city, county, and County Office of Education as it relates to early learning and child care. And my brief comment on that is that there are some areas that the school districts work very closely with the cities, and there are some areas where all three of us have aligned policy goals. And I want us to focus on those areas where we already have alignment, because I think that is where we're going to see the most action, the quickest, is in the areas where we currently have alignment. And I want to include in that alignment discussion how we provide childcare as employers to our employees as well, because again, those are all part of our policy alignments. And that Supervisor Ellenberg, I'd love your feedback on that.
I think it's an excellent motion. You hit all of my notes. I just want to make it clear, and you may have intended to include them when mentioning community, but first five needs to be an integral part of this relationship as well, with the city, the county, and the County Office of Education. So with that clarification, I'm happy. And one more add, as we are thinking about the CAST work, I want to make sure that that's also an item in the Chief Children's Officer's work plan, to look at the work that has been done and the pieces that have been laid out there, to see how and where they'll align with what we are looking to accomplish at the county level. So with those two additions, I'm happy to second your motion.
Excellent. Yes, those are, I'm sorry I missed them. Thank you. All right. So Supervisor Ellenberg, if there's no other discussion on the motion, I'm going to ask the clerk to take the roll on our vote.
Vice Chairperson Ellenberg?
Yes.
And Chairperson Chavez?
Yes, thank you. I'll now turn to Chairperson Arenas for action from the City Council.
Thank you. And I'm also going to make a motion, and thank you for wrapping up all of those topics and themes that you have noticed. I'm going to quickly move into this motion. Ruth, this is directing the city manager to develop a child and youth well-being strategic plan, similar to the gender-based violence response and strategy work plan, to report back to the NSE committee on a biannual, on a quarterly basis. Direct the city manager to develop a child and youth master plan to implement an equity lens, place-based strategy, and strategically align all city child and youth scholarship programs, initiatives, and address priorities items through the city county joint special meetings on child well-being, and report back to NSE committee by fall 2022. Also direct the city manager to return to council with an allocation plan for the child and youth services in $10.5 million of the American Rescue Plan Act funds, and refer to the budget process. Direct the city manager to establish a child and youth master plan working group at the city to formalize a collaboration between the city of San Jose and key community organizations and stakeholders, including the county, Santa Clara County Office of Ed, First Five, and including those with community lived experience. Direct the city, this is number six, direct the city manager to produce a manager's budget addendum on the cost to expand recreational hours and options to supplement and fill the gaps for Title I schools through the city of San Jose's, and refer to budget process. Direct the city, this is number 7, direct the city manager to explore aligning the family friend neighbor caregiver support program with the First Five Santa Clara County and First Five with First Five Santa Clara County and Santa Clara County workforce development systems, as well as with the efforts of community stakeholders such as CSFC Collective, Jobs to Grow, including Grail Family Services and Somos Mayfair to maximize resources. And that's it. Only 7.
Second.
Awesome. And Ruth, can you please call roll on this vote?
Councilmember Esparza?
Yes.
Councilmember Carrasco? Councilmember Carrasco?
Aye.
Councilmember Arenas?
Yes.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chair.
Thank you very much. And I will just say that as it relates to the collaboration, we are obviously Dr. Luna is leading our efforts there, but we are very anxiously awaiting our new Chief Children's Officer. So I will just note that for all of you that I don't intend this to slow our work down, but as it relates to a collaboration, I think one of the things we want to make sure of is that we have one locus for that body of work in the county so that it's not quite so spread. And just as a reminder, I actually don't know how many departments we have. Maybe Susan, you know off the top of your head, but it's a lot. And we have 22,000 employees and our budget's about 10 billion this year. And so I don't say that, I only say that in the sense that we have lots of arms in the community and we really are trying to have one person that is championing kids throughout our organization so that we can lift all that work up. So be a little patient with us as this new person begins. And then we're gonna now, I wanna thank my colleagues very much. I thought this was a really productive meeting. Again, I wanna thank the staff working on this. We're gonna close out with our public speakers. And if I could ask the clerk to call on them, and they'll each get 1 minute each. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Jill Borders. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Sorry about the power outage on the other one. I don't know what happened. So I really quickly just want to let you know that when my daughter was 10, she went to Allen Elementary School for 1 year and as a 5th grader. We homeschooled her the rest of the time among hybrid programs and so forth. But I want to let you know, we need to look at things from the point of view of the child. So after school, I would stay and bring a ball for my daughter to play wall ball with. And there was a group of about 6 or 7 kids who were constantly there with no supervision at all. And I was happy to watch them and let them play. And it was wonderful. But the principal would not allow me to watch them. He wanted me to write a list out, to accept liability, get a lawyer to authorize it and all this. Well, Allen at Steinbeck is not a school with any fences. It's people from all over the community are there. So who's to say that they can't just play? But there's a daycare there. So the kids that were at the daycare after school program got to play in the playground. The kids that didn't belong to that program couldn't. It was a mess. So we need to start looking at the point of view from the child who saw an inequity.
Our next speaker is B. Beekman. Please accept the unmute.
Hi, Blair Beekman. Thanks again for the meeting today. I think to try to better say what I was trying to say earlier at public comment time, City of San Jose had an ambitious plan to have a few study sessions this month, and they were good, healthy things. For some reason, they've been canceled. Is that because of the war effort that's going on and people just grew miserable and didn't want to talk anymore? That is what war does. That's what, when we have our little, local catastrophes, we all close up and become cold. We stop communicating with each other formally and openly. It's a really sad process when war is created, and it's really sad that Putin has chosen the path he has. I am for a peaceful negotiation process for all sides in the future of the Ukraine. Good luck in how we can talk about that issue openly, how all of us can, and thanks for the meeting today.
Our next speaker is Janet Holt. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the meeting today, and I see a lot of public comments. It's great to see this communication going back and forth. One of the things that I was thinking throughout the meeting was the public outreach, how to get the information to folks, how to help the folks, and through the neighborhood associations that I've been involved with, I see a lot of people going to the libraries every single week with their kids, checking out tons of books. So my thoughts are put some digital information out through the libraries, both city and county, and perhaps have a few staffers at libraries on a weekly basis to help people apply for some of the things that are being offered here today. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Jose Soto. Please accept the unmute to begin speaking.
Hello, everybody. I am a community resource officer with Catholic Charities, and I just want to speak up on behalf of the youth that are experiencing like suicidal ideation and psychosis and drug abuse. I got to see a family this week, and two actually that have been calling me that their kids are have suicidal ideation and things. And when they ask the doctors and the practitioners to give them resources, and they actually use the words, "This is my cry for help, I need help." And they don't have any resources for them, how to talk to them, how to understand their trauma, how to communicate with them. And they just go home and they're like, I don't want my child at home. So I just wanted to kind of advocate for that, in that as far as the outpatient for adolescents with mental health problems. Families need a lot of support and resources. And I hope that we can do something about that. Thank you.
And that concludes our speakers.
Thanks. Peggy, thank you so much for your good work today. Again, I want to thank everyone. This was a lot of information. I know you all are working really hard together. So keep up the great work, and we look forward to meeting again. Be well, everybody. Be safe. Have a great Friday. Thank you.
Recording stopped.